Shanghai, China. I've always been very interested in music production. One of the things that I'm most interested in is electronica type music. So that's why I was really happy that we were able to discuss synthesizers. So today, I'm going to try and focus on demonstrating a few different things and how they compare to what Loudon talked about. First, we have the oscillator waveform, oscillator frequency, the filter section, which includes the frequency of the filter, the resonance of the filter, and the different functions of the filter. Then we're going to talk about the envelope down here. And here we see the typical ADSR. So let's begin. Over here we have the ES2 has a wonderful oscillator waveform function because it allows you to pick between 3 different waveforms. So I can change each of these, and by doing so I will be able to create different sounds. And I can mix these different waveforms with this triangle. So if I want to create a perfectly blended form, this is what I could do. So here we hear the noise, right, with square form and the sine. If we just change some of these around a little bit, we'll hear a very different sound. Now that basically controls the waveform and a blended the quality or the extent to which you want to blend 3 different waveforms. To control the frequency, we can adjust this right here, which will bring down, that brings it down to, we want to be at 12 semitones. So here now, what I've done is I've made the sine wave at a lower frequency. Then, basically, after it passes through the oscillator, it comes into the filter. To turn the filter on, we hit this button here, and this filter is very nice. It has essentially 2 different filters that happen, and you can control this as a series, meaning it comes in this way, then through here, or parallel, meaning it hits them both at the same time. We can control which gets the most attention by blending the different filters. So let's, just for simplicity's sake, blend it over to this side so we're not really hearing this end. Here is where we define exactly what the filter does. Low pass, high pass, peak meaning it's hitting, we can move sort of high slope, band reject, and band pass. Low pass is the most common because it cuts off some of the higher frequencies that sine waves can create. If we go over here, this is our cutoff frequency area, which is basically going to tell us where the slope of the filter is going to be activating. It's going to be starting to come down. If I wanted to blend this over here, I could control that slope by adjusting these features: 12 decibels, 18 decibels, 24 decibels. So this is going to show how steep the slope is. So this cutoff frequency is very important. It controls, like I said, where the filter goes into effect. And this resolution here basically is going to control the initial spike of whenever that cutoff frequency occurs. It should spike up a little bit. If we turn the resonance up high, then it's going to have a nice wide high slope. If we turn it down low, it's going to have basically no upward direction really at all at that. It's just going to curve nice and neatly into the rest. So let's hear the sound this makes. Here I'm moving the cutoff frequency, and we can hear kind of that sound that Loudon talked about. And the resonance, if I turn it up, we'll hear that much more prominently. Okay, so that's the filter section. And the last thing that I want to talk about is the envelope. So the envelope is made up of attack, decay, sustain, and release. The attack controls when the sound starts to occur. So if we turn this really low, we hear the sound immediately. If I turn it up really high, then we hear it kind of move in slowly. The decay tells how long it takes to sort of come back down again. So if I have a very low decay, then it will hit the sustain really quickly once it's finished with the initial hit. So that's just pure to sustain. If I turn this down, if I turn this up, we can hear it slowly start to come back down to the sustain level. So the sustain is not actually a time, it's a level, and that will control after the decay comes down to the sustain level, what's the volume that we hear it at. So now the decay has already been activated, and we're just controlling the sustain volume. And last is release. Release is whenever I stop hitting the note. And so let's hear what that sounds like. Let's turn this up a little bit. We can hear the release kind of gliding off. So that's basically the different functions of the ES2. It's quite different from the other synthesizer that we saw that Loudon was using. We have multiple envelopes which can control various different variables. We have 2 different filter options, and we can control whether that's series or parallel. We have 3 different oscillators which are blended together and controlled by the frequencies controlled over here. I hope that was helpful. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.